Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bidanags live streaming. I'm by name Emediong. I'm here to tell you what the market is going to do and to analyze the market with you and to hit the button and we make good profit today. So today with me in the house, I have a very highly profitable traders in the house. I have the likes of Mr. Coco, the only man that can kill the market very well. In the house, we have Mr. Collins. They are going to speak with you. And beside me, I have Kings FX. He trades only for the Kings, right? So I think in the next 3 minutes, we'll have initial job claims from the US. We want to see how many jobs that the President Donald Trump has created. So far, so good for the United States citizens, which I believe that in coming few months we'll be live in the US to be trading also. So I will hand over the mic to Mr. Coco. Coco, say hi to the viewers.
Yeah, Emilion, thank you very much. How you doing? Today we have on the economic calendar we have um press conference for the European Bank, right? So, but before that, the news events we have today are the 8:45 Eastern. So that's the ECB press conference, and then we have the interest rate decisions as well. All right. So the market I'm looking at is the euro dollar, and I'm correlating it with the British pound dollar as well. Okay. Now, prior to us being here today, being Thursday, um, my team, okay, we were looking at bullish prices on foreign currencies, right? So yesterday was a bit difficult in the way that we just started rallying from a significant level, which okay, now looking at it in hindsight now, it makes most sense for Thursday to see that continuation to the highs from Monday, right? So I would, before I talk about the euro specifically, right, I would want my colleague Collins, so he just give us a little brief on what he's looking at, because we're trading the same pair, so we trade the same way, okay, and we do things in a similar way. So I think I would love to hear his views on what he thinks on the market. All right, Collins.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Coco. Um, so basically, what I'm actually observing about this pair this afternoon, and we have a news by, I think we have a news by 8:30, which is on unemployment claims. And as traders, we need to always, wait for this news release for us to know where the direction of the market is actually projecting to. And if you look at your chart, you realize, sorry, I'm talking about Euro USD. If you are not on your Euro USD trade, you should look at it now, because we all expecting price to push into 1.1500 and above if there is an expansion, since we have news released this week, and this week is known for NFP week. I really do not advise people to get involved. And if you want to get involved in the market this week, you need to be extremely careful, because we have, this week is very high impact. As traders, this is a very high impact week. So most times we always advise traders, especially newcomers in this trading industry, to avoid the market so as to help their psychology trading. You can see the reversal of the week was created yesterday on the morning opening of um, London session, and the market is already expanding, and this is already 8:30, and you can see that spike in the move. The market is already giving us that fourth hand of buying and all that. So we need to be very careful on this trade, so we don't make those kind of mistakes in this market. um if you look at if you go to your 4 hours or your 1 hour time frame, you can also see the way the market retrace into those into that order block before push. And so we are expecting a very good projection towards the upside in this market. So that's the beauty of understanding how to use news and couple with your trading technology. I mean, technical analysis. It's just beautiful. Trading has a lot of things to do with patience and understanding how market structure and price delivery is being done. So that's the beauty of it. So we're expecting that expansion towards, like I said, 1.150, and the high of the week should be taken. So that's the beauty of it. Okay, so on behalf of that, we can also see the levels being, we can also see how price has been respecting those levels, and the expansion has been very, very good. Like if you should check your if you go to your 4 hours, go back to your 4 hours and then look at how the price delivery has been towards the week, and you see that the market came retracing to the level at 1 point. If you look at it, is at, it came into the level at 1.13671, and then there was a reversal from that level after the market shift is structure. There was a shift in structure. State of delivery has changed, and now we are also seeing the engulf. We saw the engulf that happened yesterday. After the market engulfed yesterday, it has actually been pushing towards the upside. So we're expecting the high at least 1.1500 being taken for this week. Because if you look at today, and we still have ECB press conference. It's more like an FOMC, but these are for euro pair. So it's so great. It's so great, and it's so great. It's the beauty of it. Price has been delivering very, very good, and we expect this news to expand higher. That's one of the beauty of it, and we want this news to expand in a very, very nice. This is a very nice protraction. If you were expecting the downside of the liquidity to be taken at this, in which I know a lot of us had that psychology, thinking my market would drop from at 1.13. No, the market is expanding, because if the market wanted to expand or drop into that 1.43, we won't be expecting bullishness this week. So this is the beauty of it. Just sometimes I don't advise traders to get involved market, especially if you're a new trader and you want to save your psychology. Learn to avoid high impact news. You can always be in the market after the high impact news release, because during that time the market is more settled. There's good expansion in price and all that. So that is the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
All right, thank you very much, Collins. And even while we were saying all that, we had that push-ups in price. Okay, and you've seen that we are having that response even prior to the press conference. Okay. Now it's the way the setup actually formed was starting from yesterday, because most times it could be tricky for you to get involved with the reversal. So what you just do, you just have to wait for that continuation. Okay. So right when we ran into these highs, I just took a partial, and now the idea of rolling my stops, okay, to break even after partialing out, because I don't see any reason why, like when you have a risk frame, All right, sorry about that. There was a little break in communication. Okay. What I was trying to say is now when you're partialing out, okay. Now when you on in a trade and it's running, okay, what you do is when you partial out, what you want to do is you want to leave your stop loss where it should be, because now I've noticed that many times when you are rolling your stops that way, you're more like strangling the trade idea. Okay, it doesn't leave you room to have those retracements if even if they want to occur. Okay, so I would want to leave it to Emedion because I think he's looking at trading the Dow Jones Industrial Average, okay, the CFD for indices.
All right, guys. I've been looking at a USDT for a couple of days, so I would love to take my analysis from the weekly time frame. Now, on our weekly time frame over here in Dow Jones, we have observed that price has been on an uptrend mission. So far, so good. We have seen a couple of things going on here. Price has been taking out lows and highs. You know, one of the good thing about identifying a trend is that when once you can identify whether price is on an uptrend or downtrend, you'll be able to see what you want to see in the market and come out profitable at the end of the day, right? So looking at the daily time frame, we have observed that the yesterday, which was Wednesday, the 4th of June, price actually formed a hanging man, an upside hanging man, which indicates a little pullback to the downside, as we can see over here in our daily chart, right? And price has refused to even sweep out the current liquidity on Thursday, 29th of May, which we can see here, which was my kind of highest expectation that price will do that successfully, but price has not swept it out. So since we are on a bullish trend, I really expect price to sweep that one successfully before we now look at if price have to change the trend, right? So we have our overall buy side liquidity at 42,700. 42,700. That was a previous high that price created before coming down to react on this particular order block. This particular order block at 41,885. All right. But since we are actually on an uptrend, I'll be really expecting more of buys than more of sales to the downside. That's on a 4-hour candle. We have actually seen that this current 4-hour candle that we are looking at as engulf the downside. So I believe that the next, before this other 4-hour closes, this current one that we are in, it will engulf and we look for a little pull back to the downside and we continue the buy. We look for a buy setup, right? So for viewers discretion, please, when once you are on an uptrend market, all you have to do, your setup should be showing you a buy setups. If your model that you're actually trading is showing you sales on an uptrend market, I think you need to redefine that successfully. I believe Coco can be a witness to that. That if you're on an uptrend and your model keeps showing you a sell setups, a sell bias, you need to go back to the drawing board and redefine your models. And I think you will be highly profitable at the end of the day, right? Now, looking at the 1-hour time frame, we can see that price came into our midnight opening here and rejected massively. So I believe that that is a very beautiful confirmation that we are going to the upside. We are going to the upside. Now, our midnight opening price actually opened at 42,413. 42,413 successfully, and we saw that the initial job claims at 1:30 Nigerian time, which is actually 8:30 at New York time. Price pulled down to that particular zone and gave us a spike to the upside, guys. So I'm really expecting price to move to the upside. Now, let's look at my bias today. My bias is actually an uptrend market, right? I'm looking at longing the market currently, which I'm already inside this trade as I'm speaking to you now. I'm looking at taking another position. Now let's look at how I'm going to take another position. Now looking at the 15 minutes time frame, I'm going to draw my buy side liquidity. According to people that trade the ICT model, we always identify our buy side and sell side liquidity. So over here will be my buy side, our buy side liquidity. To people that have just joined us, I'm actually analyzing the Dow Jones pay, which is the US 30. I love this pay. I love this pay successfully. All right, guys. So that's my buy side liquidity over there. So my buy side liquidity is at 42.52. 42.52. I think that is what the London session created for us. London session today created that buy side liquidity for us. In as much as we are looking at a market to the upside, we should identify our buy side liquidity. So that's what I'm actually expecting price to do currently. Now, like I said earlier, I've already entered this trade before the news broke out because I kept my buy limits. My buy limit was at 42. It was at 42,400 over here. This psychology level, I like trading with psychology level. So it was at 42,200. Yeah, this was it. This was where I kept my buy limit, and my SL was the Asian low. This current Asian low here, very tight stop loss. That was where I entered my trade, and I'm actually targeting the London. That's my buy side liquidity. I mean, it's a very huge one. You can see over here is like 1:8. I mean, when once price gives me phase 1:3, I'm already out. I will take partial when it is 1:3 successfully. So guys, I'm already in this trade. In case you want to take the same trade, I'm actually waiting for price to come back a little bit around 42,420. 42,420 will be my second position, and my SL will be at 42,400. So that's what I am expecting price, and I believe that when price opens up in 9:30, which is New York liquidity time, that is where we probably will expect price to pull down to that particular zone, and we take another buy to the upside, guys. So as I said earlier, once you can identify the trend, whether it's a bullish trend or a bearish trend, all your setup should be showing you. If you're actually on a bullish trend, your setup should be showing you a bullish setup. Your model should, if you're on a downtrend, your model should be showing you a bearish setup. So if it shows you the other way around, I mean, you need to backtest, you need to go back to the drawing board and see what you can do successfully in order to make it right. Because the market does not care about your emotions. I think earlier Coco shared with me what someone actually did. the guy actually went to collect loan to come and trade the forex market. You know, the forex market does not know whether you collected loan from someone or you did not. So the forex market decides to do whatever it wants to do and does not care about your feelings. So if your feelings is embedded on the chart, I mean, it's a great advice now that you should remove it, because it doesn't care. This thing doesn't care about your feeling, guys. So I think we are going to switch to that of the Euro USD. I'm actually watching Euro USD for now. And as I said earlier, once I open my chart, all I want to see first is to locate the trend. I'll now go to my 4 hours to check. Am I on a bullish trend? Now we can see actually that the Euro USD is on a bullish trend. It has been bulling for quite a number of days. So on a 4 hours time frame, all we have to identify is our buy side liquidity, right? So on the buy side liquidity, I'm looking at my buy side liquidity at 1.1456, right? So that's my buy side liquidity. I'm going to type it, right? That's my buy side liquidity. Okay. So coming down to the 1 hour time frame, what am I looking at on the 1 hour time frame? I'm looking for a beautiful confirmation to the upside. Now, when once you observe that price has been taking at previous day high for almost like 3 days, you should know that the trend has changed and we are looking at a bullish structure, right? So confirming that, okay, my buy side liquidity actually is based on the Monday Asian high. Monday Asian high created the buy side liquidity that I'm looking at, right? Now coming down to 15 minutes time frame. On the 15 minutes time frame, what am I going there to do? 15 minutes time frame is actually the time frame that I use for my entry and also to mark my midnight opening price. And we can see that the initial job claims actually spiked to the midnight opening, which was a very beautiful entry to the upside. Very, very beautiful entry to the upside. Actually, I was busy with the Dow Jones to take my entry there because Dow Jones is my favorite pay, right? So we have identified that Euro USD took out the previous day high currently. So we are expecting price to a little bit pull back to probably this psychology level around 1.14300. So from that 1.14300, we'll be looking at a buy to the upside, right? Because I don't believe that Euro USD is going to come down to the downside currently, because we need to sweep that buy side liquidity, like I mentioned earlier, at 1.1453 successfully. Now, how do we catch this market at the tip? How do we catch this market at the tip? All you have to do is probably just carry your Fibonacci, measure 50% of the entire move, right? And the 50% has even landed us almost at this psychology level at 1.14300, right? So what I will be doing, I will be taking my horizontal line to that particular psychology level at 1.14300 over there, right? Now over there, you by the side, you are going to see what we call a breaker block, right? So price will actually want to run into that breaker block before we expand to the upside. Now, one of the things you should know about the forex market is that when once you see a massive pull to the upside, price will always want to react maybe like 50% of that entire expansion before it now continue to the upside. Bearing it in mind that we are on a bullish trend on Euro USD, you should not be looking at a long-term sales for now. Maybe tomorrow is NFP by 130. Maybe we can be looking at sales, but for the current price today, I will be looking at price maybe like giving me a 50% pullback first before we can now join the sell to the upside, right, guys? So my initial entry will be based on my entry position, as I can analyze this market, will be at 1.14261. 1.14261, right? On the Euro USD, because I have guys that are experts in Euro USD, so they are going to share their thoughts more. I have the likes of Collins in the house. He's a master of Euro USD. I don't know whether he has went to Europe before. I don't know, guys, but I think he has gone to Europe before. Man. Okay, guys. So I'll be looking at taking Euro USD by setup. So my setup is already ready at 1.14261. That is my initial entry for the Euro USD, and my SL will be at that low, the low that the initial job claims entered. So I think that price is actually pulling down to that particular region. So guys, I'm going to hit my button here, right? We can see that price has even entered my decision. So guys, I'm going to hop in now. I'm hopping in now for the Euro USD buy, guys. I don't waste time on charts.
All right, Midyong, that's a very good one.
All right.
Okay, now when you were going back to, now this is the trade idea, okay, and why we were thinking buys from the previous day. Okay, now when you're looking at the way the previous week closed, okay, it's there's how we usually call it. It's more like a contraction candle. Okay, Midyong, I don't know if you could pull up like the weekly chart so they could follow along as well. Okay, so the way the previous week closed in more like a contraction candle, but then the nature of this candle is a reversal candle, all right? So when you're measuring the EQ, that's the equilibrium of the previous week's range, all right? So you want to see price stay in respect to the upper half of that range, okay? So because you had a driver like the press conference, which just was released about 6 minutes ago. Okay. Now, if you see the way Monday framed its range, all right, you notice that we confirmed that reversal signature that happened on the previous week Thursday, which is 29th of May. And then what Tuesday did was fall back into the range. And now when you have Monday returning back into the range, right now, most of my friends who were trading on that same day, even though they were looking for bullish prices, but then it's going to be very difficult, okay, to frame a buy setup on Tuesday, because if you notice how we opened from on that candle on the day, and then we rallied lower. Okay, so I don't know if you could pull up the daily chart on TV. Okay, so the daily chart now, if you see the way we dropped from Tuesday, we dropped on Tuesday and then we came back into that range. So there is a proportion block that you could see on the daily. All right, so now when you're looking to frame a long setup on a market like this, so you want to be making reference to the new day, because it's from the new day you're going to see that expansion, because what you're going to get is a little protraction away from the open lower. And then if you're looking at the hourly, you could see that we opened right at I think 1800. Okay, so that's the true open of a new day. So 1800 opened and then went into those lows, and then we saw that London rejecting it to the upside. So when you have that down close candles that dug into Tuesday's low, and then we had that closure, so it's from that point you could start seeking forward buys. And so far you've noticed that what you're getting is opposing close candles be respected. Okay, so let's just say maybe you were conflicted the previous day, which was yesterday, and then you ended up not taking a buy. Now you can always frame that continuation today. So all you just need is just a down close candle in this case, because you're bullish. So you want to see the intra day reversal formed on that opposing close candle, which is what you're getting ahead of New York. So that's why you're seeing New York doing that back and forth moment, but it's still bullish in my opinion. Okay, so what I did was I was already long from the previous night, and then I had to now close out one as it ran in above those relative equal highs. But then I still have one position which I'm looking to take it to at least maybe 1.15725. So that's like my final objective for the euro dollar. Okay. Now, there was something that went on today. Okay, like one of my colleagues, he was looking for sales on the euro. Okay, because when you look at the 4-hour chart, what you're going to get is there is this engulfing what's it called, engulfing candle, a situation whereby, for instance, if you're bullish, okay, you want to see a down close, okay, and then another candle engulf, more or less take out the low and then close above the high. Okay, so that was the case, because right when we were having that London Open, we had a bearish engulfing. So I was trying to tell him that most times when you have an engulfing like that, you want to check, are you in line with the order flow? Because this is more like your trading pattern. Okay, because when you see an engulfing, not all engulfing are engulfing, because most times you might have an engulfing that way, but then the trend is bullish. So whatever bearish engulfing you're getting in a market that is predisposed to trade higher, it's more likely to fail, which is what you're seeing in price currently.
All right, that's a very beautiful one, Coco, on the mic. You know, I hope guys you took that euro trade, because I'm on a very serious profit right now. I'm a very serious profit right now, guys. So I'm expecting euro USD to see pull up to the upside, but I've entered on that position that I told you already. So we are on it, guys. I wish I can share my profit with you guys, but actually I send the signal. You need your job is to take it. All right. So guys, one of the things I want to really enlighten is that when once you see your setup, don't wait for any man. Just pull the trigger, guys. Pull the trigger, and just know what you're going to risk. That's all, guys. So we'll be expecting Euro USD to rally to the upside. But if market turns against us, there's no problem. We have a very beautiful risk management in place, right, guys? So I'm moving to the Dow Jones to see what Dow Jones. Wow, Dow Jones has spiked to the upside, guys. That's taken out the buy side liquidity. So for people that took this trade, you are highly profitable, guys. So for the Dow Jones, we have hit our TP for the day. We have hit our TP for the day, guys. I mean, it's good for you to analyze price, and price goes to your own direction and hit. So for my guys, we are milking the market. We are milking the market, guys. So when once we give a setup, it's all you have to do is believe in yourself, believe in what you do, and you see what price is going to offer to you. So I'm very happy that my TP on the Dow Jones has been smashed successfully.
That's a good one, Eminem.
Right.
That's a good one. Now, this is a typical day where you were gonna have weeks back and forth, but then when you paying attention to the bodies of the candles, okay, now I'm just discrediting the idea of the weeks, okay, you're gonna see that even though it's showing you that it's one of a bearish, man, the other flow is bullish. So you're just gonna have this back and forth, back and forth. I think due to this interest rates announcements on the European Bank. All right. So I think once that rate is being set, you would have a very clean and dynamic price action, because the levels you're looking at is above 1.14, 500, and even down to 1.1600 big figure. So that's my objective for the euro dollar.
All right, that's a very nice one projection from Mr. Coco. I believe that if in case someone is still interested in taking the Euro USD buy, it's still valid for me. It's still valid for me. So when once Euro USD leaves this particular zone, I mean, yeah, you might not catch it forever again, right, guys? But nevertheless, I'm still holding on my own position, still watching what the price is actually doing for now. And I'll be back to the Dow Jones. I really love this space so much. So I'll be back to the Dow Jones to see what price is going to give us at 9:30. Remember, 9:30 is the liquidity zone. So I'll be actually analyzing Dow Jones again to see if we can actually take price to the upside again. Because I believe that price has not taken out yesterday high, which was Wednesday the 25th of June. Sorry, Wednesday the 4th of June. So the high was created at 9:30, exactly 9:30, guys. So I will be drawing my buy side liquidity over there at 9:30. We have observed that Dow Jones has not done that at 9:30. Oh, I need to increase this. I need to change my color. I believe you are seeing my screen correctly. All right, guys. So the high was not taken, right? The high was not taken, which was created at 9:30, right? So I'll be believing that by 9:30, guys, I'm talking about 2:30 in the Nigerian time, but 9:30 during New York session, right? So I believe that price will want to come and take out this other 9:30 move, because actually we are in an uptrend market, as I said earlier, that when once you are in uptrend market, your model should be showing you a bullish setup, in as much as it can show you a bearish setup, but there's no problem. But I think 80% of your model should be showing you. So guys, I'll be typing my buy side liquidity. So when once I identify a bullish trend or bearish trend, first thing, for example, if I'm looking at an uptrend market, I always like looking for my buy side liquidity first. So my buy side liquidity will be based on what price did at 9:30 yesterday, which was Wednesday the 4th of June. So I've identified my buy side liquidity, guys, right? So that will be my next POI. That's my next point of interest, right? So how do I form my entry at this moment? All I have to do is very simple, guys. What I'm going to show you is the most simplest and what I've been doing so far so good in the market. All you have to do is just measure 50% of that 50% of the Fibonacci of that big expansion, right? So we can actually look at that. Okay, price is at 42, almost that psychology level, guys. 42,500, guys. 42,500 is what you should be looking at. 42,500. So once you draw your horizontal line there at 42,500, what will be your next action over there? Is to wait for price to just go below 42,500, maybe around again 42,475, right? And we can see a short-term high that price reacted. So I'm going to use this short-term high here for my next entry, guys. So this is what I'll be looking at. 15 minutes. So this is where my entry will be at, right? So my entry will be at 42,465, guys. 42,465. For people that are going to trade Dow Jones with me, 42,465, right? And my SL will be a little bit below the midnight opening. A little below the midnight opening, guys. So my SL will be at 42,405. 42,405, and we target the buy side liquidity. So if you are really interested in taking the Dow Jones trade, let me actually keep a horizontal line so that some people can pick it there. I think I should put it on red. Red is a little bit beautiful. All right. So entry point at for Dow Jones is 42,461, right? So let's look at how market will just pull back. I believe that market is going to pull back to that region, and we take a buy to the upside. Now we are targeting 930 opening as at yesterday, Wednesday, 4th of June, guys. So if you want to enter this trade with me, get ready, guys. We are going to pick on. But remember, risk management is the highest key in this game. So know what you're going to risk, calculate your stop loss, and hit the button, guys. I'm very, a little bit, maybe like 70% sure of this my setup, and I believe that is going to go well. So let's watch what price will do. So I'm always a limit trader. I like keeping limits for price to come and trigger me. I don't just rush in and click instant. So I wait for price to come to me before I know what to do. So let's see what price has for us.
I think most of the time the reason why I do not like the idea of calling trades for people to enter, because now when you're telling them that they should calculate that risk, right? It's not everyone that would want to stick to the idea of, okay, let me risk a little bit part of my account, right? People might just want to risk the entire account on a setup you know nothing about, right? So in as much as, okay, yes, you're here and then you could follow along as well and then maybe take a trade. Okay, now if you're not following the idea of, okay, respecting risk, okay, because I mean this is a market where everything can just change pretty fast. Okay, like I can bullish this money and then the next minute it's something else. Okay, so the idea of risk management, I think it's a personal stuff. Okay, so you can't just tell someone, okay, yes, you risk maybe $15 or $20, right? Because they see that, okay, yes, what they're now worried about is what they're going to get from that trade. Okay, so they're not even concerned with the downside risk, but the idea that, okay, yes, they can actually make more. Okay, now, because if you're sitting on a trade like this, like a trade on euro dollar, which, okay, yes, we've already established the fact that we're bullish, okay, but then you're going to have this back and forth price action because today is a day where the interest rates are being announced. So you're going to have those back and forth, back and forth. So let's just say if you're oversized on your trade, okay, it's going to be very difficult to be able to hold that trade for all those back and forth, back and forth. Now it's going to look like the market isn't bullish, but then it's bullish. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Collins. So now if you're looking for the perfect execution for this euro trade, you could always maybe check back in the evening. You could see it on the Instagram channel. Okay, the social media manager is going to post that because I will send that out as well.
All right, that's a very nice observation there, Mr. Coco. You know, one of the things we need to really drum to people is the ability to wait for your setup to form.
Yeah.
So
sure.
once your setup forms and you apply the right lot size, the right risk management in
Yeah,
place, you
that's
are
what it
free
is.
to do whatever you want to do. You can actually leave your screen. I don't really like staring at my screen for too long.
Because even when I started trading, I think it still happens right to this day. Okay, like I have a very comfortable threshold where, okay, if I'm putting skin in the game, it has to be this dollar value. So at any time I try to increase my risk, okay, which it's something I'm currently working on how to increase my risk to scale up from there. Okay, so anytime I'm in a risk where it's not within what I should be risking, I tend to not hold it straight to the objective. Okay, so what happens is that when price expands a little bit, okay, I'll just say I'm getting up because I don't feel comfortable holding it, only because the risk is off what I'm supposed to be risking. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Emilio.
Yeah, I get. You know, one of the things that make people to run away from trade, like rush to go and close position, is because of maybe they actually hit one big lot size and their
Lot
heart
size.
is just
Yeah.
beating very fast.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of the things that traders need to fix, right?
Exactly, because even if this trade now turns out and then hits my stop loss, okay, fine, I've paid myself a fraction of it, and even if it gets to my stop loss, okay, which my stop loss is at the low of the day, which is the 1 o'clock candle, okay, so I could see if we could step up to Monday's highs, then I would take up majority of my position from there.
Definitely, different. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, guys. For people that actually took the Euro USD trade, the trade is actually going fine. I'm still on a very beautiful profit down here, but I'm still going to hold this trade to around like an I think 11. But I believe that since price has been taking previous day highs, right? Since price has been taking previous day highs, I know that this euro is going to deliver a very beautiful structure for us to the upside. So for people that are in, I believe that in Bidanax is a very beautiful place for it to come around, be in live streaming like us and analyze trade. Actually, you can actually come and trade, right? Bidanax is a very beautiful company. One of the branches is situated in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria, the capital city of Uyo. I mean, guys, it's a very beautiful place to visit. Come over and we make profit together successfully, guys. So Binanas is situated at number 2 in Sikaredwalk Avenue, just by the roundabout over here, guys. We are floating on Euro USD profit, guys. I believe some of you that took that trade, you are celebrating now. Euro USD to the upside, guys. Euro USD to the upside, guys. All right. So Coco, how do you feel inside this trade? I believe you took the trade also.
Yeah, I actually don't feel anything actually, because now I'm wondering that probably I could have sized up more. Okay, but that's something I'm still working on, because when you start oversizing on your trades, right? At that point, you're not, well, it's good, but then it's not something I'm comfortable with. You get? So I'm even thinking probably, I could maybe do like maybe 4 minutes on it. Do you understand me?
Wow. You know, when once you're in profit, you tend to be very, very happy, man, guys. I am very, very excited that Euro USD is actually giving me what we don't. I mean, this is a live trade. I wish I can just show you my accounts. Euro USD is to the upside, guys. The signal I gave was very, very beautiful. And Euro USD is about to hit our TP, guys. Are you just watching? Next time you need to press that button when once we give a setup.
Just calm down, man.
Yeah, Euro USD is about to hit our TP, guys. I'm sure. Come on. Euro USD to the upside. Guys, we are floating massive profit, guys.
This is the beauty about trading. As traders, you have to be patient. Patient is the goal. And when you are patient, you always have that goal you want to achieve. You have to be patient. Patient is patient is like 90% of what you should do as a trader. You have to always wait for your trade to come into your POI, your points of interest, then you execute. And as traders, these are the things we can't control, the possibilities of the trade. But your risk management is very important as a trader. You do not risk what you can't lose, okay? So the beauty of it is seeing you analyze the market and the market playing out. That is one of the beauty of it. And trading is one of the best skill anyone has to learn. It's one of the best skill you have to learn. Look at the beauty of Euro USD. You can see how my team, we sat down and watch out our analysis play out. Like, it's something we keep doing repeatedly with rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's keep happening. Okay, so if you are having this feeling of no, I can't do it, don't let anyone talk you out of learning what you're supposed to learn. Okay, keep it up, push it. I'm telling you, the sky is your limit. Don't stop.
All right, guys. That was a very beautiful observation with Mr. Collins. You know, all of us were inside this Euro USD trade, and truth to be told, Euro USD has smashed my TP, guys. TP smash, guys. And I will call it a day on the currency pay. I'll now move to my Dow Jones to pick my own second entry successfully. So, guys, it was a very beautiful, wonderful time that we had this beautiful analysis, and all of us took the trade in the back office over here. I mean, Euro USD has smashed the button. It has smashed the TP, guys. Smashed the TP,
Well, I
guys.
think I just paid myself, so you could just go to the Instagram and you would see the executions there, right? So you feel free to maybe comment or ask questions, and we can always answer your questions.
All right, guys. I think for people that are really didn't join us, right? I dropped a setup. My entry was at 1.14261. That was my entry, and my SL was at 1.14146, right? So our TP to smash was the high. That was we were actually targeting this 2nd of June, which was Monday, that high specifically. And I mean, Euro USD has smashed the bottom for us, and we are out. We have made profit, and we are out, guys. That was a beautiful one, Mr. Kogo. That was a very beautiful one.
Thank you very much.
Right. So moving down to the US 30, Euro USD has given us breakfast. I think it's not even breakfast. This is lunch. This is lunch at the back office, guys. So moving down to the Dow Jones, actually, I'm expecting price to pull down to 42,461. That is my entry. That's my second entry for the Dow Jones. And from there, we are going to hit the button. My buy limit is already in place. My stop loss is already in place, guys. So once price rally to that particular place, we are going to take a buy. Just like as I called Euro USD, guys, and we are smash it. We are smash our TP in Euro USD. That's the same thing is going to happen to us on the Dow Jones, guys. It was a very beautiful time to air our views on the trade analysis. Everybody back in the back office, they are smiling with their own TP, and we see you. We are going to do this again and again and again in the next coming weeks, next coming days, and I believe that you are going to join us in Bidanax, Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State, right? So that was a beautiful one, guys. So we are actually waiting for the Dow Jones. I want to take trade on this Dow Jones, right? So I'm waiting for Dow Jones to run into my buy limit, and we go up. All right, guys, that was a beautiful time, and we call it a wrap over here at the back office. See you in the next time. Thank you very much for listening.